The scene is set just outside the Black Orchid. John Stanhope, Prince of the City, has just inspected the various rooms, stocks, decorations, a multitude of varying things for the upcoming Elysium. His old habits of being keeper come back to him, and he enjoys the simple task, making sure that there is plenty of vitae from his own stocks, as well as adequate entertainment to make even Toreador blush within the confines, making sure that security is taking place and keeping the mortal riffraff out. A VIP grand opening event for the club will not raise any eyebrows for the mortal populace. John leaves through the staff entrance. Since the untimely demise of Jason, Alfred has taken the role to stick with John where he goes, and he heads towards his car, which should be waiting for him with Jeffrey inside, ready to take him back to his domain. After checking out the car park and seeing the car, black Mercedes, pull up, John nods to Alfred and heads toward the car, opening the door and heading inside. He sits down and closes the door, pulls his cane and wraps the window. To the apartments, Jeffrey.
The window stays closed for a while and then slowly rolls down. As it does, Jeffrey can be seen asleep, and in the driver's side is Alexander Crown. So, you've been busy.
Trying not to appear startled. Also a quick manipulation subterfuge roll. Ah, yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 successes. Unfazed by this. John simply quirks an eyebrow, taking a measure of Mr. Crown, seeing how he looks. The last time they spoke, he was in a dubious mindset. Good evening, Mr. Crown. No rest for the wicked.
His appearance is completely different from the last time John has seen him. He is no longer in his normal black and white suit. From what you can see, it is very classy Armani, very tailor-made, very nice. His hair is, of course, normally neat and tidy. There's not the confusion in his eyes. He's very, well, I guess you could say normal.
How can I help you this evening? Did you really have to incapacitate my driver?
I'm sorry, I'm way over here. I didn't catch that. Could you repeat?
I said, how are you this evening? And did you have to incapacitate my driver?
Oh, well. Oh, momentarily. He's just sleeping. No harm is done. No, I came to talk to you about a few little items that I kind of was a little interested to see. You've been spending a lot of time at Dragonstone. You used my own men, and of course with a few of your own, on a raid that failed, which of course I have to cover up from the 5 that died.
Uh, Mr. Crown, I think you'll find
And what,
that.
what was? Oh yes. What was that?
Well, do continue with a little tirade.
Sorry. Yeah. What was the tirade? Oh, okay. Yes. But you said to me last time we talked that failure is not an option. Now I find that hilarious.
John leans in, very much his pleasant demeanour evaporates, and you see him looking hard at Mr. Crown. Well, if my chief of security wasn't too busy drowning himself in whores, perhaps we could have come to an arrangement. But alas, I had to go on my own. I would like to see how you would have attempted to infiltrate a Methuselah's lair, Mr. Crown.
I suppose I may not have done better. However, that is not the issue which I'd like to talk about.
Speak on then.
Now, even though on our last meeting you told me that you wanted me to take care of a certain person, but you didn't necessarily tell me who I was supposed to take care of at our meeting. You told me, clean yourself up, get out into the city, and I will contact you, which is surprising since I was never contacted with the target, so I just continue to get out into the city. Now, my question is, are you still planning on using me? And if so, in what capacity would you like me to offer my services to the new prince?
It all depends, Mr. Crown. There is plenty of opportunity for the camera to strike back in this day and age, whether from the shadows or from the front. If you wish for a bit more of, let's just say, legitimacy, I would say go and see Mr. Cole and become a hound. If you are still up for being the shadow of the Ventroom, then wait until after the Elysiums. I will have a full list of people who didn't attend or who upset me that need to show that the Camarilla no longer is toothless. I see you are speechless. You'll have to excuse Mr. Crown. Hopefully we will get him back shortly.
Sorry about that.
No worries.
Technical difficulties.
Did you hear what?
Could you mind repeating what
No.
you last said?
No worries. Mr. Crown, I am currently planning this week, and in the next week afterwards, a number of Elysiums in which kindred may present themselves to me. Failure to do so will issue to what all princes do when people fail to adhere to the tradition of presentation. Therefore, if you wish for legitimacy within this city, then I would recommend you go and speak to Cole and volunteer your services as a hound. If you continue to wish to be the shadow of the Camarilla and help us remove certain obstacles in our way, then I will have a large list of people for you.
Hmm. And of course, as always, my security is at at your disposal. The seen yet not seen for your Elysiums. You know how well those work.
Yes, their effectiveness.
In regards to... Thank you. In regards to being the shadow of the Camarilla, as you say, I'm going to have to ask for a favor.
You haven't even done anything yet and you're asking for favors. But I'll hear it.
Oh. Nothing comes without a price, my dear prince. And I just simply ask for the right to sire.
Who?
Well, who else? My ghoul that you had placed in my charge, Miss Weir.
Granted. If you wish to get ahead of the game...
So,
I said if you wish to get
my men will be ahead of the game. Go ahead.
Apologies. If you wish to get ahead of the game, Mr. Crown, I would start researching where Gary Walsh and Xavier Rojas rest their heads. In case they decide to cause trouble, I'd like a finger firmly on the trigger.
He gives a slight nod and writes the names down. Very well.
If you wish to be a famed hero of the Camarilla,
I will have...
then Apollo of Corinth
Go ahead.
should also be on that list. That one comes with a hefty reward.
Very well. My services, of course, at Dragonstone are, of course, at your disposal. And don't worry about those 5 gentlemen who died. I've already dealt with that. They will have no attachment to Dragonstone nor Clan Ventru.
I did ask your prospective child to make sure that these gentlemen were easy to get rid of in case the worst happened.
If you'll excuse me, I have other appointments to take care of.
Quite.
Don't worry, your driver will wake up in a few minutes. Or half an hour. I'm not quite sure. It's hard to gauge.
I'm sure we will make do. You have never been that talented at Dominate, Mr. Crown.
True. Anyway, this is where I'll have to leave you, Prince Stanshope.
Thank you very much, Mr. Crown.
And Crown will get out of the car and walk into the shadows.
John watches him go. Doesn't wake up Jeffrey, he simply sits there and ponders. We can't hurt to have 2. They don't need to know of each other. And if one steps out of line, the other can kill the other one. Excellent. End scene.